The mess created by Terra Luna has just taken out yet another crypto app. This time it's Hodlnaut that's reporting a 193 million financial shortfall, and it's now seeking code protection. So what happened? Well, Hodlnaut is another player that is in the space, that is trying to give you yields for the deposits that you put in, and they recently reported an enormous liability, right? So much that this financial position that Hodlnaut is their asset to debt ratio is just about 0.31. That means if you have invested $1, you will just get back 31 cents, or 31% roughly of your investment. And about 69% is just wiped out because of the bad mistakes that they have made. This is the peril of of the crypto ecosystem, where you are giving control of your assets to someone else to decide where to deploy it, right? This is a constant mistake that people keep doing. In fact, let me walk you through this whole problem, and I'll tell you how you could have actually made more money by investing it on your own rather than giving it to a player like Hodlnaut. Right? So, how much is Hodlnaut trying to give back to people? Well, right now there's a there is somebody that the judiciary has appointed to take over. However, Hodlnaut is looking at, let's say, giving out something around 25 cents to a dollar in the liquidation process. That's one proposal out there. They're trying to give back that much to people. So, it could be somewhere that it could be maybe maximum of 0.31. But what did all this, where did all this really start? Let's try and find out. So, what is Hodlnaut? Right? Let's try and understand that first. So, Hodlnaut tells you that this is the easiest way to earn interest on cryptocurrencies. So buying cryptocurrencies is just one thing. A lot of people thought, hey, let's while we are holding it, let's just make some more money. It could be 5%, 10%, but let's just make some more money. Right? And that's why players like Hodlnaut and Volt came out, and they started offering you an interest on the deposit. So you have your, like, let's say you have one Bitcoin, you get some interest in addition to that Bitcoin, and people are very happy just holding on to it and making some more money. And Hodlnaut is saying that they earn up to 7.25% APY. Not all crypto assets, of course, but they're saying up to that, which is not unreasonable, honestly. So they have three products: the interest account, a token swap, and a fixed term deposit. Right now, let's look at their deposit interest rates. If you look at the lock-in periods, 30 days to 360 days, and from Bitcoin, Wrapped BTC, ETH, DAI, USDC, etc. If you look at that interest rate, it's not obnoxious, right? If you thought of an anchor protocol that was offering something like 19-20%, and here they're offering you between, let's say, 2.25 to somewhere around 5.9. That's the highest that I see. It is not obnoxious. It's not extremely high. So this, if you look at it purely from a financial angle, it does not look like they're over promising you. It does not look like they had any intention to run away with the money. So they were trying to run a decent business model, but I think somewhere they made a mistake in where they allocated that money. That's probably the biggest mistake that they made. In fact, if you stake ETH on your own on platforms like Binance, or you can go to a Uniswap or a Pancake Swap and stake your tokens there, you'll probably earn much more than what you're earning here. So you can do that on your own. I've made videos on Pancake Swap earlier. You can watch that in the description. So how do they really afford to pay such attractive interest rates? Well, what they typically do is they take this money from you and they deploy it into decentralized protocols that are paying an interest rate, right? So in this case, they did deploy a bunch of it to the Anchor protocol. We'll come to that. But essentially, what they're doing is like a bank. They take your money and lend it out to someone else. Here, they're taking your money and giving it to some decentralized protocol that's paying an interest. Honestly, you can do this on your own. The problem that they were trying to solve is that because people like you and me probably don't have enough time, we don't know where to really put it, which one is good. They do it on behalf of us and they take a fee for it. So business model wise, they're fine. They're not doing something that with the intention of trying to run away with the money. But like I said again, they probably made their biggest mistake in trying to put the money in the wrong place. Now, so what did they do? Well, over 187 million in Terra USD was held by Hodlnaut, which ultimately went bust. And that collapse of Terra is the reason why they have such a big hole in their in this particular in their particular assets right now. So they moved a bunch of money into that. They tried to earn a lot of money through it, but the problem was Terra went bust, and they are also looking at a bankruptcy right now. However, I think the biggest problem was that the founders did not admit that most of their assets under management is in USD, right? In Terra Luna. This is their biggest problem. They did not admit it. And they lost like $190 million in the Terra crash, right? This is the big problem. They did not admit that, and people had to find out through other means. And that I feel is very unethical. While the business model looks fine, but you should at least tell your consumers, tell your users, your investors, where exactly did you put that money? So what's happening right now? Now the court has appointed interim judicial managers for the firm, and they are going to take the next steps, right? So what else is happening? Well, the founders are all in Singapore. You can look at the FAQs. They are saying that the founders are in Singapore and they're working hard on a recovery plan. I don't think there's going to be any recovery. At most, it's a liquidation plan, trying to give back your money or as much as your money as possible, which looks like between 25 to 30% of your money roughly. They have laid off about 80% of their employees to conserve company cash. They're saying that they do not have any secured creditors. This is very important. What this means is that every bit of money that they have left, their asset to debt ratio of 0.31 or 31% is going to be evenly distributed to everybody who needs to get back money. If there was a secured creditor, that means that person or that organization could have taken the entire amount that they are owed. Let's say, for instance, FTX is I believe FTX is a secured creditor in Volt. So if FTX had given them 5 million, Volt had to repay them the entire 5 million before repaying anyone else. So a secured creditor gets 100% of their money back, or at least they have to get 100% of their money back first before someone else gets their money. In this case, there are no secured creditors. That is a good thing. That means everybody will be treated on the same lines. If someone gets 31% of the money back, you will also get 31% of the money back. They are saying that they have no exposure to Celsius, thank God. But what's the point? They anyway lost their money in Terra Luna, so this does not really make much of a sense. And they're not allowing anyone to withdraw right now. So that's really the process. How long will this take? Not really sure. The Volt saga has been dragging on for so long. From the time they probably paused withdrawals, I believe early July, till now, people are really crying. And in this case as well, I think, waiting it out will not really help. The best course of action would probably be to liquidate whatever is there, give it back to the people, even if it's just 25% or 30%, and you should move on. You should, the biggest takeaway for you as an investor, as an ordinary retail investor, is that there are enough protocols where you can invest on your own, right? At least if you're not comfortable with a decentralized protocol, go to Binance. There are staking options. You can do it on your own. You don't have to go to some small player to do it. That's probably the biggest takeaway for all of us. Be careful. There's a number of such players coming out. You should be very careful where you put your money. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends about it. Welcome to the Wave Crypto Club. Stay tuned for more such amazing videos.